Hi everybody, it's Chris here, the blind wood turner, only today I'm not turning wood, I'm making horror props. I'm at my Uncle Alan's shop where I have my other workshop in the back. So this is my Uncle Alan.
Hi everybody.
And Uncle Alan has graciously donated the workshop, so I've got somewhere safe and warm to work and fill it with all my horror stuff. So without this guy here, I'd still be at home freezing in my garage. So thanks a lot, Uncle Alan.
You're welcome.
And if you just have a quick pan round, Charlie, and show the folks the shop.
That's a door.
1991, Tuesday, February 12th.
And then back to us.
Yep.
We're going to sign off now, and when you come back, we'll be in the back room. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, hiya Charlie.
Hi.
Hiya everyone. Come in. Well, welcome everybody to workshop number 2. This is where I do all my spooky props and Halloween prep, and I make the vampire killing kits here that I sell, false books. This is where it all happens. So it's going to be a bit of a quick tour, and I might as well start off.
Oh, just a quick thing. This is going to be freehand, so yeah, be different.
Okie doke, yeah. Because it's a bit tight in here, so
Quite tight.
You'll see me feeling and touching around a lot. But this is something that I'm working on at the moment. I don't know if you can get a good shot of that.
It's too dark. Describe it.
Right, well, what it is, it's a vampire killing kit that's going to be on display at my haunt. So maybe if I pick it up and tilt it.
That's
like,
better.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I've been doing this morning is I'm making the mallet that's going to go up here like this. But apart from that, it's got the vampire stake in there that we shot the video about. It's got a set of Crypt keys. It's got a big Gurkha knife, a kukri, there for decapitating the vampire. It's got a Bible, it's got a replica flintlock pistol, and obviously that's the gunpowder caddy made out of horn.
See bottles?
Yeah, there's 2 bottles there. That's going to contain probably sort of like consecrated earth and garlic powder or brimstone powder, and I've got to get hold of some lead shot the same size as the barrel on this, so it's authentic. So that's basically what I'm working on at the moment. But over here, there's lots of stuff dotted all around, stuff that I've made, and this is
The baby Hellboy.
Well, it's not Hellboy, it's Hell Baby. It's one of the first zombie dolls I did. So Hellboy has cigars, but he's progressing to that. So because he's a baby, he's got a cigarette. Because I thought, what would be a really bad thing to do if you're a baby? And I thought, it'd be smoking. So he's there, Hell Baby, one of the first ones that I made. He's just over there recovering from a night of heavy drinking. Over here, another one that I did a long time ago, and he's burnt and got a big gash in his head. Can you get that, Charlie?
Yeah.
So these are all dolls that I get from charity shops and thrift shops, and he's in a bad way, that lad. So that's another zombie baby. This one I did a couple of weeks ago. He's a cute looking lad, but he's got a dark side, so I don't know what he's been up to, but hello.
That's really creepy. Put that away.
Oh, You've got some more zombie babies here.
This is called Kids at Play.
Kids at Play. That's right. So we're having a bit of a snack.
On intestines.
So that's another zombie baby thing that I did. Zombie babies all over the place. There's some artwork that I've done there. I've entitled that Flesh on a Fence. So that's a bit of a tribute to slasher movies and, you know, just gore and things like that. If I just feel a bit further down, these are airbrushing paintings that I've done. So I use stencils, but they were sort of like first attempts, just at practicing colours and things like that. What else is there on here? Well, this is a corpse skull that I've done. A toxic zombie corpse skull. So it's done with latex, and underneath the latex is paper towel that's been pulled together to make seams and veins, and so that's another thing. I've got skulls, and that's another corpse skull. Pentagram. That's another tribute piece of artwork that I've done. That's a casting off a butcher's knife. Come this way, Charlie. Got old tins and stuff that I find at flea markets and car boot sales, and this is a case that I've just bought, and then obviously I'll be putting something horror related in this. It might be a chest that goes with the killing kit, and this might have odds and sods in it, bottles and keys and more airbrushing here. That's a graveyard scene that I've airbrushed, and there's a couple of skulls. Another piece of artwork I've done. It's sort of like a raw tying effect, rusty, with a skull, and all these things I cast myself. But I use, you know, sand and push things into sand and leave an imprint, and then pour resin in. There's another thing up here. That's another tribute. There's a pair of pliers and a knife, and I don't know if you can zoom in slowly, Charlie, on that, but there's some teeth there that have been pulled out of some poor bugger. So there's that. And to the left here, you've got a selection of tools that I've got here. You've got a belt and disc sander. I've got a little drill stand there, just helps me put vertical holes in. Little grinder, a little 6-inch grinder, and then over there I've got a miter saw, and it's got a sliding facility, and it's got a swivel for doing compound cuts, which I don't use. I just need the up and down, but it came with everything. So right, if I just move around this way now. Oh, on here, one of the most important things, boombox. Big selection of CDs here. Now it's mainly metal, heavy metal and stuff, and there are some Nox Arcana CDs there. Now if you've not heard of Nox Arcana, they're some American musicians and producers, and they do amazing atmospheric horror theme music. Highly recommend them if you're into the Halloween and horror scene and you've not got any Nox Arcana yet. Check them out. I bought them off Amazon. Real great things like Transylvania, Carnival of Lost Souls, Necronomicon, Grim Tales. Brilliant music, absolutely fantastic. So if we just, you follow me down this way now, Charlie.
Alright.
Okay. Stuff hung all over the walls, tools and rotary cutter, hot air gun, hair dryer. That's probably one of the most essential things in prop making, because you can't be stood around waiting for stuff to dry for hours and hours, so you blast it with some hot air. A couple more zombie babies over there.
I'll have a look at these.
Right, Charlie, down here, mate.
I'm coming, I'm running.
There's on the top I have some wood glue, some PVA, big container of latex, liquid latex. On here I've got sprays, paints, lacquers, wood dyes, some cellulose thinners. In this box here I have all my acrylic paints, just stuff everywhere, but it's like I said on the workshop tour, I know where it all is, but if I need a specific colour or something like that, I can always go and ask Uncle Alan or Charlie. Boxes down here, they have glass jars, bottles, they have bits of leather, string, and then if you just... You here, Charlie?
It's getting quite dark over here.
It's getting quite dark. Well,
if I look down, it is.
Right, well, I'll pass. These are some things that I've made. I don't know if I pass this up. This is. Can you see that, Charlie?
Yeah.
This is a crow that I've made. No, well, I didn't make the crow. I bought the crow, but I made the upturned skull. And the crow's on a perch, and it's got some flesh in there, so it's having a bit of lunch, and some fake barbed wire wrapped around it. All these ideas, they just come in my head and I have to make them. I get a lot of pleasure out of it. It brings me a lot of joy. It keeps my brain active. It's learning new skills all the time. A bit of skull art that I've done there. There's a small skull and the top's been broken off, and it's just beside a big skull there. What else have I done? There's so much, I can't remember most of it. That's another skull that I've painted, and I took a casting of 2 little bones out of a model kit. So skulls are a big part of horror and heavy metal. What else have I got?
There's a sign down here. There's this shape here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like, it's the Grim Reaper holding a scroll that reads "Welcome to Hell" in bones.
Alright, okay. Anything up here? Oh yeah. Siamese skulls. That's probably not politically correct actually to say that, so I'll retract that statement. Conjoined skulls. So that's another thing that I've made, just a little bit of artwork. So they're connected, and I've airbrushed them. I'll show you the airbrushes in a second that I use. So
A few big things, like
what else?
skulls on stands.
Yeah, it's another a skull that I did with a rusty bolt through it. And again, just ideas that pop in. Things that I find in the charity shops, like this old brass stand. I just stuck some stuff on it, but it's functional. You could use it as an ashtray if you smoke and things. And then this, that's a rusty skull on top of a pedestal. Call that Rust If You Must. So there's bits and bobs, and there's a little clock there. It's a working clock, so I've decorated it, and it's aged, and it's got blood dripping down it, and it's got a little candelabra on top, a little spooky timepiece. Couple of t-shirts that I sell in the shop. I've just brought them out of the shop to show you. Can you get them, Charlie? Now I've airbrushed these using stencils, but they do sell. I've sold quite a lot, and there's a lady that comes in who's big into horror and skulls, and she's probably bought about 6 or 7 t-shirts off me. So I've got various designs and stencils that I do. One's a spooky house and one's a skull. So just some of the clothing that I spray up, all completely one-off and unique.
Skeleton? Oh,
Scarecrow. He stands in the shop. Well, in fact, he stands outside the shop on the pavement. Just a bit of a promo thing for the shop at Halloween. So that's an old ball in there, and it's all been. These are old bin liners, bin bags, and they've been shrunk with a hot air gun and all dressed up. So if you just want to head back that way, Charlie, I'll just show people. These are a couple of the airbrushes that I use. This is, it's gravity fed, but it's the trigger and pistol grip style. I find that nice and controllable. It just sits in my hand like that, and it's nice and steady. And then just put it back on its cradle there. And then here I've got an airbrush covered in dust. Siphon fed, big glass jar, holds a lot of paint, so if you're spraying in lots of areas, traditional button, push down for air and back for paint release. So there are a couple of the airbrushes I use. And then if you just look down, Charlie, and show, this is the compressor that I've got. It's got a tank, so it's not running continuously. It's got a regulator. I've got 2 outlets coming off it, so I can run 2 airbrushes at the same time. Obviously that's the pressure release there. So I'm set up to do pretty much whatever I want horror related here. And
oh yeah, Dad's head's come off.
oh yeah, after I'd shot the opening scene with my Uncle Alan, yeah, I was messing with an axe. And it didn't go too well, did it, Charlie?
No, that was quite painful.
Yeah, quite painful. So that's pretty much it, folks. One particular person that I've been talking to, Mike Atkinson, I said I'd do a quick tour of the horror workshop. So I hope that's satisfied you a little bit, Mike. I will be doing more horror related videos in the future. Halloween's coming, so I'll be putting more hours in here. You know, I've already mentioned it to Andrew and my wife. Can you take me to the shop a bit more often now that Halloween's coming? So I've got to make tombstones to sell in the shop, and might make a couple of extra tombstones for the haunt. I've got lots to do. It's been a pleasure having you here. This is the other big passion in my life, apart from wood turning and woodworking. I love horror, and Halloween, it gives a great night for the kids. And for one night of the year, I can help them forget about tests and exams and, you know, things that affect kids of any age. You know, having a good scare while you're being scared, you're not thinking about anything else. If someone's running after you with a big chainsaw, you're not worried about a test coming up, are you? So that's my thinking behind it. Give the kids a night to remember. And I think that's it. I've just got one more thing to do, Charlie.
What? Oh, no, 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 oh, please don't.
You ready, folks? Thanks for coming. Love you all.
Is that it? We didn't know?
No, not done.
Can I go now?
Woohoo! Yeah,
Can I go now?
yeah. Bye, everyone. 1,000 apologies. Auntie Margaret, I forgot to thank you, but it's just try to remember everything and stage fright. So Auntie Margaret, thanks a lot for letting me use your workshop. Love you loads. Bye.